And welcome to LA Noire Part 12. These numbers are racking up at the minute, aren't they? And I don't think there's any end in sight. I checked yesterday and was around 55%-ish. I'm still on the same desk. Is it homicide or something? Not quite sure what desk it is, but we are on the third desk. So there's one more to do after this one. Just one more. And we're up to the Naked City.
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Let's get over there. Right, so morphine again keeps rearing its ugly head.
What's with that getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm the same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
Have we got in this car before? Hudson Super 6. 60-70. So we're still 40 cars short here.
First in this family born without a tail.
So where are we heading? We are heading to the murder scene. So we can just exit that. Map. We are not near any of the secret cars still.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
That's a new car, whatever that was.
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's
These
little girl.
new.
Visit the morgue at the end.
That looks like a new car.
What's wrong with
I'm sorry, sir. Police officer. I need your car.
You gotta be kidding me. We're driving this?
International Metro KB 1M vehicle. Got inside this one.
Out of the car. Police.
I need the gun in the glove compartment to shoot you!
Chevrolet van. Meep meep. So that's two more cars under our collection. Nearly at 60 now. That is such a weird trophy to do because I'm not even sure if it tells you what cars you've been in and what cars you're missing. So I've got no way of knowing what I need unless I just do a whole day of just getting in and out of cars randomly. We're making good way though on it. It's up to 60. Everywhere them little vans now, aren't they? The little vans are absolutely everywhere. That's better. Right, so is that a new car? We can soon find out. That one over there looks like a new one. I think that's new.
Sir, step out of the car, please.
Not on your life, Buster.
Oh, I've been in this one. Has he died? I thought he died. What's this one?
LAPD, police emergency.
Hey, what are you doing?
We've been in it. Yeah, you can have it back now. All I need to do is get in and out. Right, so let's go a bit closer to the crime scene.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks.
Come on. Morphine.
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another.
The morphine. I don't know what room I'm actually meant to be in. Is that one, by any chance?
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
Good old Rusty's back.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Where are we going? Where's the bathroom?
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly. Bruising on the forearms.
The bite arm.
These look like bite marks.
Is it a bite?
Very good.
Ring.
Very unusual ring.
Could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
It's a brush. There's pills in the bedroom.
Looks like barbiturates. Barbiturates. What else
Sleeping
is rattling around
pills.
in this thing? We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Julia Randall. A good-looking corpse. So that's one additional trophy got.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Apparently that was a clue. Probably looked at those. We have already looked at those. What's in the rest of the house then? What's in the kitchen? We don't need to look at this.
Probably nothing.
That is definitely nothing. And that's definitely nothing. You're gonna make me look at ironing. That's a big iron. Not gonna talk to you just yet.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
That hasn't got anything on it. The others might do though.
There's been a modeling assignment. It's a place to start.
To scene 6852 Hollywood Boulevard. I'm working Tuesday 11 till 4. Come keep me company. Ask for Miss Randall. Julia. Let's just triple check this one.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Probably nothing on this one. No. Let's put that one back. Right. That's that then.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
Victim state of
Was
mind.
Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Well, she's got sleeping
What are
pills.
you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sleeping pills.
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Victim's personal
Did
life.
Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
And then that's accused again because they got
Why
a
are you
sleeping.
lying to me,
They've got a
Mrs.
jacket,
Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I
smoking
will not
jacket.
speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
And smoking jacket.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry, I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
A relationship with the victim.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Mrs. Reynoldsson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldsson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
I think our work is done here.
Nearly top rank. Very, very nearly.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
That's the syringe there. Being in that car, definitely. Right. Right. Dr. Stoneman's practice, I'm guessing, is next. Map. We're still not anywhere near these two secret cars. So, turn around and we'll take a left. Right, I mean.
Not a care in the world.
Is that dude getting in it? That to me looks like a new car. I think.
Out of the car, sir. This is an emergency.
Goddamn ding!
Nasha Lafayette convertible. Is that the same as that one? It is just in a different colour, isn't it? Right. So, let's take
Galloway,
the right here.
Quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on...
Oh, well, I've not been inside that one.
LAPD, I need your car, now.
Be careful with it, copper.
Oh, I have been in that one. When did I get in that? Beep, beep.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
I was going to go around the outside, but thought better of it. Avoided them somehow. Let's take this right. And it's more or less straight ahead. Maybe around this left corner. Nope, it's here. So, is this it? Where are we going? Is this the right place? I'm not too sure I am, to be honest. Dr. Stoneman.
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
505. Guess I'm using the elevator then.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Right. So might 505 be? That is 502. 501. You got double door, that guy. 503. 505.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm...
Dr. Stoneman,
sure.
We are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Relationship with the victim.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Just give her the prescription.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
No, but we got the prescription, wherever it is. Benzodrine prescription.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzodrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzodrine?
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
Additional medications.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzodrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Benzodrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
The brass. Achieve maximum rank. So now we're maximum rank. Ding ding. That was a silver, and it was a up to 41% now, so we're getting up there. Where was it? It's a 13.5% rare trophy. So they're whittling it down now, aren't they? Let's get back out on the street and head up to our next location. Get in the lift. Run.
The old boy's lying.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when he said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
So next we are going to Diacine Dress Store. can literally turn this around.
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets.
So let's go in here.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
Harry thinks he could get fresh whenever he pleases.
You
I
talk to
understand
him.
you, but thousands wouldn't.
Oh, hello.
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall.
Inquiries?
Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning.
Victim's employment history.
How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Was that like the other one? Relationship with
How did
victim.
you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Informed of Mr. Henderson.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Let's use the telephone.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
So I need to go to Hollywood Receiving Hospital. Hollywood Receiving Hospital. So, need to turn around, take the second right.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her.
What's wrong with you?
The taxi.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Mortuary night entrance. Morgue is to the right. Couldn't tell it. No, it's here.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death now.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
She meant to look at the bodies. Right, where are we going? To the station. Oh, it's okay. It's across here then. Room 2. This one.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julie.
Relationship with victim?
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled.
Well, you got a smoking jacket at her house.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Informed of Mr. Henderson.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
You can't tell what they are.
Henry, I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking about.
Easy on, Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
Housekeeper statement.
That's funny. Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco.
Okay, you got me. I don't know where he's from. Julia wanted money. She always wanted money. She thought she could get something from this guy.
She was wearing a distinctive engagement ring. You think she might have convinced him to buy it for her?
Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he and Julia were getting serious.
Burglary suspect LeBlanc.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Henry Arnett.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Hey, dear me.
He's in that car at the lights.
Well, that looks like a new car to me. Well, maybe not. So up to Naked City. Tell Henry Arnett from Hollywood Station to the pawnbroker and travel agent without being spotted.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
You always speed up. Whoa.
Now would be a bad time to forget how to drive.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
So let's stop in this traffic. Let's stop here momentarily. It's getting a bit too far away now.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Why'd you just do that, man? Well done. All the cars drive at you, don't they, when you're on these missions, retailing? Out the way, officer. Let's speed it around that corner.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
What's he doing? I was going to say I can't have stopped there, then I thought he got out. He has pulled over now though.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Excuse me.
Go, go, go.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
I just use that as a name, haven't I?
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Dearest Beverly. Using the telephone, once there is one.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks, ma'am.
That's where we're going next, and I'm guessing Hollywood 9th Beat.
The guy from the paper.
The guy from the paper. Hollywood 9th Beat. We are fairly close to these now, so let's go and get these, shall we?
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Phelps! That was that car's fault, completely. Can't get over the door. Right, so somewhere around, right, so is here, Angel City. It's like a ladybird. Davis Deluxe. Not so far away is another one. It's a freewheeler, this one. So, it's in that bit there. So, it's around here somewhere. There we go. It's a long ass car. Delage D8 120S Patau Aeroco. Thanks, mate.
You idiot!
It's all being built. Being chased.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace,
Shift,
go
for God's
left.
sake.
I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Nice.
Find some cover.
Don't need cover, just shoot him. Ah!
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
New person of interest, Willie. Looks like we're going back to Hollywood Police Station.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working?
So not this left, not this right, the next right.
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
We'll carry straight on down there. And this should be the right road. Hollywood Police Station.
We caught up with Mao. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc. He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is up front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've talked about that, haven't we, boy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Cigarette case. Where are we looking? Oh, right, okay. Cigarette case. Vase, forks, ball gown, certificates, watch, cash. Fountain pen, candelabra, decanter, drinking glasses, gold necklace, pillbox. Pillbox something.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
Silver chain, emerald earrings, diamond brooch, gold chain, sapphire ring. That was missing. That's what.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Cigarette case.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
There should be another ring, shouldn't there? Brooch, coin collection, silver chain necklace, pillbox, drinking glasses, gold necklace, gold candelabra, hardbound Bible, watch, pill for containing 300 cash, 200 cash, pill rings. There we go.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
This is Everstrom. So is that our next? Is our next port of call? You come here next to me, Boo. Here, Pooh. Here, Pooh. Eastram's residence. Gonna go there next. Set his destination, and let's go.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
A hopped-up model, a cat, and a circus freak. Only in L.A.
Fairy tales of the rich and famous.
More like pathetic tales of the desperate to be rich and famous. Junkie Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Arnett, LeBlanc, and Willie.
Don't you go putting the pieces together again before they fit, Phelps. Listen to your old pal Rusty. Or should I say Finbar.
I wouldn't call him that if I were you.
What do you care? It doesn't sound like you're the top of his Christmas card list.
He gives everyone a hard time. That's just how he is.
Whatever gets you through the day, Cole.
So another trophy for escorting her back to the police station without crashing your car. So we're gonna have to do that to get this trophy. Yeah, hit me.
Nice house.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
Gotta be.
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
List of
Can
stolen
you describe
items.
to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
Cigarette case. Fabergé cigarette case.
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied? My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
Burglary incident report.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
That terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch, let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
Right, I will be right back. I just need a toilet break. I'm going to make a brew. BRB. Right, so we are going to Arnett's apartment, and we have to drive very carefully without crashing. So what way is best to come out of here then? Take a right and a left. Wait until those bozos have gone. We need to take a right, don't we? Oh no, left. Oh yeah, we can take a left here.
We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiancé you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
So wait until that van's buggered off. We're going to take this nice and slow just so we can get one trophy. Because I'm aware that cars keep coming out of the side streets like there's no tomorrow, just to crash into me. So we're making sure we avoid people like him who do rash turn-ins. We'll speed up a little bit, go around the outside, wait for these cars to come past. Just the one. Watch all the traffic. That van's going to turn, he's going to turn, now I can go. We could take a next right, I think. There isn't much point, I may as well drive to the end and up. So carry on to the end. We'll let him do whatever he's doing. We'll go on the inside. So is this the right we can take? We could do. We'll take this right. But the road's a bit bigger. The car's still getting your bloody way. So we'll drive around that bozo. He's going to take a right. So what we'll do is go around the outside onto oncoming. Back onto the right side of the road. It's getting dark, so that means I can't see the screen again because of the light coming in through my window. So you have to be extra careful. Wait for this car to turn. Oh, then we'll drive round. Thought he was going to carry on then, even though he was indicating. Cheek little bugger. Nixon. Can we take this left? Yes, we can. So we can travel up here. The road is big again. The road is wide, should I say. This car's weaving though. Just go around the outside ever so slightly. And it's our next right. Follow this guy. And it should be here. Now we did it. There should be a trophy.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who you're...
Chauffeur service. Trophy. The last one. Shoot every letter down from the tower at the Broadway Hotel. This is the Broadway Hotel. I don't think this is Broadway Hotel, is it?
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
Nope.
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Let's get in here. Oh, it's chilly.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Pardon me. What's going on here then?
Stop! LAPD!
Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case. Go on,
Put your hands in the air! Give it up! LAPD! Don't make me chase you!
Oh, you bugger. Oh, come on. It's going to be behind this wall. Yep. Push up.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallet. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. He came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Suitcase. Mexico City.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
That's all the clues. Professional burglary
We
ring.
know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Accused.
You're lying, Henry.
We've got all your shit.
How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Cigarette case. Fabergé cigarette case.
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It was Julia's idea. Get a list of society parties, and find out where and when, and then have the guests burgle. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted more.
Motive for Randall murder.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
You got the train ticket though. That we just found.
Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Identity of Mr. Henderson.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
There is contraband list.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
We do. Contraband list.
Your first burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. You want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Right, so going back to Stoneman's practice. Let's make our way there. Dr. Stoneman's practice. So we're turning round. Oh no. Yeah, turn around and take the right and then the left. So we'll take this right.
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had...
Why
Son
you
of
do
a
that?
bitch!
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
I should have never told you that.
Passed.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing at the minute. Why has it not stopped? Fuck me! They didn't stop whatsoever. Right, let's get out myself. Normally it does a pulling over scene, doesn't it? But apparently not with this.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better. Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. You know that I loved her. I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife, or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Oh, God.
Didn't see that coming.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Goodbye.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
So, where are we going to next? Willie's apartment. This must be where you can shoot the sign. This is the only place left to do it in this mission. Where are we? We can literally just go back on ourselves and take a right. The Broadway. Can he shoot it from here? Or does he not have his gun out?
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
A harmonica playing
We
wrestler.
haven't got our gun on us.
That's a weird one. Think he knits as well.
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
He's here.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Where's the Hollywood sign then? The Broadway, I mean, not Hollywood. We need to shoot the Broadway sign. Can't see where I'm going because the camera's behind. Does it mean that? Or does it mean the one further up?
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Wait for the son of a bitch.
What's that trophy done? That's him down.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
8 million stories. So that's all that done. Julie Randall lived fast and died young, sending one man to jail and 3 to the morgue. Now up to 49% overall. Didn't do half of those. Pardon me. We didn't do one of those. Find the flyer at Juan Garcia Cruz's house. I didn't do that, did I? So, that's case closed.
We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill.
That's one of our 50 cals still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
It's
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole! Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star, and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Manifest Destiny.
Earl Phelps. A shooting at the 111 Club. 6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
2 of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
Beautiful day. Hope we have no trouble.
So, is this the next DLC? Manifest Destiny? Nope.
We got a stakeout down on 2nd later tonight.
God damn it.
So let's
Can't
go.
seem to put this morphine to sleep. A dead judge. It's not good.
Everyone has their vices. Even you, Phelps.
Right, I'm going to end it here momentarily. My new phone's just come. Just going to set it up, shouldn't be too long. So I shall see you shortly.